I'm just telling you what the ref said he saw. Okay, I want to make sure that we're clear. Not what you saw, not what I saw. I'm going to tell you what the ref said. Okay, the one that was in there, the one that was right there.
You go ahead.
The ref. John and I got in a heated argument about it because he says, hey.
Which was the best?
John knows the way when a body falls because John's been in there for 15,000 fights or maybe even 20,000 fights, or maybe close to 100.
No.
Whatever. It's a lot. Okay, so John's been in there for all these fights. John's like, okay, I know the way when a guy falls. And so I actually was like, you know what? My argument to you was that Jason Herzog was waving it off before the fighter hit the ground because the bell had basically.
I went back and watched it. Did not.
He hits the ground.
Absolutely did not.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me then what happened.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what happened. When he got hit, you see Geoff Neal fall. His back is flat and touching the ground with 1 second left in the round. Jason Herzog is walking up, and Jason Herzog then goes and puts his hands and signals the end of the fight.
Got it.
So he was not in a position where he was in the air or anything like that. He was on the ground, and Jason was walking towards him, not with his hands in the air.
Okay, so Jason, okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, now, okay. So Jason,
I just went back and looked at it because we had argued about it. I'm like, I got to make sure I'm right.
We just saw it right there. And so let's see it again here, Dave. The spinning back elbow lands.
Guys, by the way, I just can't play this on, obviously, the show because it'll get copyright.
Yeah,
copyright.
Okay.
Let's just see.
Spinning hits, walk off. Okay, that was so.
Yeah, sorry.
There was no.
You fast forward right through it.
In podcast Dave's version, there was no signaling.
There was none.
The fight, it
You
was
literally
gone.
just said walk.
All right, there you
off.
go. There's
Boom.
a better one for you.
Okay, that was better. That was better. Okay. No.
Hold it. What? No. What did you see?
What did I see? He walked up to him and his back went flat.
His back was flat on the ground. Okay. He walked towards him and then signaled because he's looking down at his face and he sees a guy who is going like.
Okay, then that's not what he saw. But
that is exactly what he saw because I
talked to him.
That doesn't matter.
Exactly what he saw.
I watched the video.
I'm telling you what Jason Herzog
Geoff Neal's face.
No, his face didn't make that.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not, John.
Yes, it did.
I'm telling you. Okay,
go back and watch.
Jason Herzog didn't see what he saw. Okay, I'm just telling you what the ref said he saw. Okay, I want to make sure that we're clear. Not what you saw, not what I saw. I'm gonna tell you what the ref said. Okay, the one that was in there, the one that was right there.
You go ahead.
The ref. Okay, so he said he walked up. He said his eyes were open, looking right at him. Nothing was there. He waved it off. His face wasn't. Okay, but I get it.
I didn't say his face was. I said
you made that face.
If you watch it, he has the side that he got hit on.
Dave,
his eye is closed while this other eye is open. Go ahead.
Dave, rewind. No,
I watched it.
We're talking about your face, John, right now. Bottom line is, he walks up, says, hey, he saw that his eyes were glossed. Nothing was there. He waved it off. I asked him.
Stoppage.
I asked him. Oh, gosh. I love when the ref that wasn't in there, former ref that wasn't in there, it says it was a perfect stoppage.
Okay, I'm going back to
ref that was in there.
I'm done.
The ref that was in there goes, hey, he goes, you're actually right. I could have let him try to get up. He's like, I didn't think he was going to get up, but I could have let him get up. He's like, but I waved it off from what I saw. That's it. The reality is like he could have let him try to get up because the bell went. The time was over. The round
would have been the worst mistake
John
he's made.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Yeah. If the guy was out, then what would be the worst mistake about it? If he couldn't get up, if I said, hey, get up, and he couldn't get up because you said he was out. So there'd be no chance of him getting up.
I didn't say he was out. I didn't say he was out.
That was a good stoppage. It wasn't a good stoppage. Look at that. There's John's face right
there.
You
don't have to. That's awesome.
That was you. And
no, that's closing one eye.
I want to point this out.
He had one eye closed and one eye open.
John said he didn't make that face. Well, there's that face right there. We got proof, guys. Proof. Dave, you are. I owe you a solid, my man. I owe you a solid. I love it.
It's funny.
All right, look. Okay, so I'm not gonna take my words back, but I also wanted to approach the ref and ask him. He said, yeah, it was a good stoppage. And after that, I was like, okay, cool. I said, but did you think like, hey, if you just let the round ended, when the round ended, did you just let him go, hey, if he can get up and walk to the corner, it's not a bad stoppage. He's like, you're right, I could have. He's like, how many times have guys hit the ground and then be able to get back up? He's like, I could have given him that moment. He's like, but when I looked at him, he's like, I didn't see that in his face.
I didn't see it either.
And that makes sense. But he didn't look like this, John. Okay.
No, well, dude, hold on. It's hard for me to have one eye closed and not do that. So, but this is what he had. He had the one eye on the side of his head that was closed while the other eye is open. That right there, as a referee tells you, this is not good. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him out of the fight.
But I think what you did was you took out of what I was trying to say is that when the guy hits the ground and there's literally like he hits the ground and there's only a second left. Because I had talked to Jason. Jason's like, I know the time. As I told him, the time shouldn't matter when the guy gets knocked. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
But he said there is time. He's like, honestly, there is times where referees will be like, hey, he has 1-2 seconds left.
I'm going to let you try to survive this round.
Yeah, I'm going to let you try to survive this round.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he actually referred to the Chase Hooper stoppage. And because there was, I think, like a couple seconds left on the clock for that fight as well. And for the round anyways. And so in this one, he's like, look, I just saw he didn't look like he was there. Didn't look like he was going to wake up. Didn't look like he was going to make an effort. And I said, his body looked like he kind of like looked up at you. And then when he saw you wave it off, he went limp, like just flat, like just, fuck, you stopped it. He's like, no, he was out. And I was like, all right, cool. I originally, when we were having this conversation, I wasn't trying to argue with you, even though you made an argument.
You were?
It was not, John.
You always were trying to argue with me. That's just who you are.
No, John, people come to this channel to get a referee's professional opinion. And I am one of those guys that comes to this channel to ask you these questions so the public can understand. That's what my job is
But the problem with your questions are you add an untruth to it, which changes everything.
No, the question originally was,
Dave, I need to give you a solid too. So pull back where he said that he was on his way down when the round ended, because that was what you said.
Oh, it is what I said.
Oh, okay.
It is. Okay.
Yes.
So with 1 second, my question really was, that wasn't a question though, what you just said. That's what I had said. But my question was, couldn't he have just not waved it off and let him try to get up? And if he couldn't get up, then you waved the fight off. Knowing that, because honestly, by the time he walked up to him, the round was over. So why not just go, hey, Geoff, can you get up? And then obviously not, because he said he was out. Then we don't have a problem anymore. No one's questioning.
We didn't have a problem with anything he did.
Okay. You didn't have a problem.
No, I didn't.
I'm simply saying,
the fact that you did.
No, it's not even a problem. We made it a problem when you were trying to argue with me about it. I'm trying to point out the fact that, why wouldn't a ref?
Well, that's why Bloody Elbow wrote a whole thing on you.
No, say it, John. The point is that just say a casual fan. Okay. And in this position, I'm trying to act as if like I'm a casual. Why would the ref not say, hey, you know what? The round's ended. Can you get up?
Because the referee can see more than you can see.
But that's
just
why
like
we never got to that question.
Question, Josh. You talked to Jason. Did he tell you he was out?
No, he just
done.
He didn't. He said he was done.
Done.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing. I know it doesn't seem like, it's possible. A referee can look at someone and their reaction and go, yeah, he's done. It's just the way that they react at that moment. You see it right away, and it's like, I'm not going to let you get hit by anything else. Okay.
Because him and I had a really good talk about the Chase Hooper situation and this one, completely different situations.
Sure they are.
I don't want to say too much, but I'm saying with him and this, he's like, look, the guy hits the ground. He's like, Geoff Neal hits the ground. I step in. As soon as I step over him, he looks like, eyes are pretty much glossed over. Can't really make out if he's going to do anything. Wave it off. He's like, yeah, I could have given him another 2 seconds, 3 seconds to see if he even got up, because the round was over. It wasn't like Prates was going to jump on him because the round's over.
Okay, true.
So I could have let him do
and he'd
that.
Already walked away from him, so that wasn't he wasn't going to get back there.
I could have done that. He's like, yeah, in reality, yeah, sure, I could have. He's like, I didn't.
Could have.
I looked at him. He's like, when I looked at him, he's like, it looked like it was over.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. I understand what you're saying, and when you say he says I could have, but the question is, should you?
Mm-hmm.
No. When you see Geoff Neal in that position and the way he is, Fight's over. There is no reason for you to sit there and wait when you look at someone and you can tell by their eyes they are not coming back.
Okay.
I don't want them. I don't want them to get hit again. That's part of the whole entity of what we do, Josh.
I get that. And look, and I'm like I said, I'm asking questions and I'm also giving like a fighter's point of view. Like you're giving a ref's point of view.
I understand your fighter's point of view, and I don't blame you for it. And a fighter, just like you used to always say, don't stop my fight, man. I'm going to be fine. I will work my way. Just don't stop my fight. Do you think just about every goddamn fighter says that?
Yeah, pretty close.
Okay, you're right.
And then what they do is they turn over, give their back so they can get choked.
Okay.
That's what they do.
I'm not saying that they don't.
Not all of them, but
not all of them, but there's the ones that don't, that you need to stop the fight too.
Okay. But I know this is all something simple, right? Like if the fight was to continue on, that minute break, minute 20, you don't know what could happen in that minute.
I do know what can happen. Here's what I know can happen. And this is the part that this is why it's very difficult. I'm going to say it right now, for fighters to make the transition from being a fighter to being a referee, because you have that mentality of, hey, there's a possibility that he could come back. Okay. When he got hit by that elbow, what do you think happened to his head? What happened to his brain? Tell me.
Oh, it just rattled around, and it's doing some damage.
So what did it do?
A little bit.
Okay, but what did it do? When it rattled around and when it inside of his cranium, when that brain got hit by that elbow, it started to travel against the inside of his skull in one direction, right?
No, none of us are doctors.
Whoa. This is what happens, Josh.
No,
these are the things. Yes, I do know.
No,
okay.
John,
And these are the things.
Trust the science, John.
I am trusting the science. But these are the things that happen. And there's tearings. There's the dura. There's the blood vessels that are part of the dura that stretch and tear. And so we get these bleeds based off shots like that. And those are the ones you go, I don't want him to get hit again, because of the fact of how hard that shot was, what he got impacted by. You could tell by the severity of the blow. Not only was it a laceration that was caused by a pressure, it was also, it put him on his butt and made it to where his eyes were glassed over. All of these things are saying, I don't want this individual to get hit again. That is bad for his health. That's part of the whole game.